Hello, 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 you guys, and happy Friday. It is Freedom Friday. That's what we're calling this. Remember the themes that I said that it was just kind of like making up along the way during the week. So we have one more day out of this week, which is tomorrow, Saturday. I don't know what we're going to call it yet because they usually come to me on the day of. So today, freedom came. Freedom Friday, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about freedom every Friday. We will talk about freedom in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I am Coach Hadassah, metaphysician, personal development coach, wellness entrepreneur, and founding member of Extreme FX Global Academy, where Bitcoin and Forex collide. And again, today we're talking about freedom on this Friday. Well, you know that. Let me take a little sip of water. I'm always drinking something on the show, right? Water, tea. That's pretty much it. I don't know. It's something that's going on with. I'm not a pop drinker or anything like that, but even when I drink like juice, and usually like the fruit juices, I read the ingredients of everything because I'm like I want to know what I'm putting in my body. Uh, but the juices that's even just like okay, juice and water. Something is happening where I can't even drink that real good. So I don't know. It just happens when your body changes like that. So let's get into freedom, right? Like, what is that all about? Now, let me see. Is my sound? Do I have my sound? All right. I think it's there. I think the sound is going. All right. Okay. So we're going to get into freedom. All right. You know how I like to start off with my meanings and my definitions and all that great stuff. So I didn't delve into it as much as I would have liked to because freedom, free, dumb is actually two words. However, I just went into the actual word freedom itself. Maybe we'll do the breakdown of freedom next Friday. So let's get into it. From the American Dictionary of the English Language, 1823. Okay. So, freedom, a state of exemption from the power or control of another, liberty, exemption from slavery, exemption from slavery, servitude, or confinement. Freedom is personal, civil, and civil means community, political, and religious. This was the seventh definition that I really found interesting. Freedom is frankness, boldness. That's freedom, right? Did you know? Did you even know that? Freedom. It's frankness and boldness. And leads me to the scripture. I don't know exactly where it is, but I remember reading it because it's one of many favorite scriptures, where it says, that we come boldly before the throne, right? We're bold. That's freedom, right? But look, what inspired this this theme for Friday? Freedom Friday is this morning, right? This morning, on the morning motivation calls that we have here at Extreme FX Global look, global family. We are a global family. We really are. But with our global community, we have these morning motivations calls, and that's what we call them, morning motivation. So if you're on Facebook, what you want to do is just put in the search morning motivation, and you'll see where it pops up, our morning motivation page, and you'll see Tony Morrick. Okay, Tony Mark. Make sure you see that name, because I think there's another like morning motivation or Monday motivation, something like that that comes up. But you want to make sure you have the right page. So morning motivation, Tony, Toin, Mark, Marek. That's the proper page or the right page. Click like, and today's morning motivation, that's it. You want to watch that one. Like if you could catch up on all the other ones, that would be great. But today's morning motivation was right on time, because we have one of our members here in our academy. His name is Travis Jackson. And I was hoping that he could be on today. It was pretty much like last minute that I asked him. So, he's probably working or something like that, working in his business. So, hey, yeah, do what you got to do. So hopefully I can have him on next Friday for our Freedom Friday. But he's a really good brother, right? Really, really good brother, good-hearted, and just a lion. That's what we have over here, right? Beast mode, lions. you know, and look, lion is is what do we know the lion to be? Like the king of the jungle, right? And then also it's that animal totem for the tribe of Judah, lion. And so we know that lion or that lioness energy to be, bold, right? Courageous, all of that. So here it is. Travis experienced something in his life when he was younger, and the situation landed him where he served time. He was in confinement for what, 20 years. Okay. And so he just came home and served that sentence 9 months, right? It's been 9 months. And so he talked about, when he went in, his son was like 1. And then here it is, his son is maybe like 21 now. But just everything that comes along with that, having that on your back, having that on your record, and you've served your time, you've paid your debt to society. You're out now, you have a different outlook, you have a different perspective of things, and not only that, but the things that they're still dealing with, just you know psychologically, emotionally, mentally, all of these things that's just going on within. And then you come outside and you're back out here in the outside world. And first of all, it's totally changed. I mean, 20 years, right? 20 years. So the world is not the same. And especially how things have advanced, especially with technology, it's it's totally different, right? And then you're trying to get acclimated back into society again. And what we all know, that you go out there and try to find a job or something like that. I mean, they're just locked out. They're locked out. And his story and the things that he shared was just it was inspiring. It was also, touching and real. And many of us can relate to it because, you know, I don't want to say like, well, who doesn't have someone in their family that's served time or whatever? Because there's some people that haven't. But I know for my family that, yeah, my brother, my younger brother, I have 3 brothers. And so not the youngest brother, but my younger brother, the one that was born after me, he served time, right? He had a 20-year sentence. He only served 5 of those years. He was able to come out earlier because, he got his degree while he was in, but it was but there's that 20 years, and then it's time and a half. So of 20-year sentence, you serve 10, but he already served 3 because being in like the county jail for a while until the sentence came. And then so that brought it down to 7. And then with those 7 years, um, being able to uh, attend school so he could get his degree while he was in there, then that knocked off 2 years. So he came out in 5 years. But in 5 years, the world had changed just like that. Right. And so he's been home since I think it was 2011, February. Yeah, February 2011, since he's been home. But I mean, it's still, it's still hard. It's still things that he has to face. It's still where he's dealing with, being they all use that same language of having this X on my back, right? Having this mark on your back. And thank goodness he really hasn't had to, because that's another thing too. Them being in there, it's like they have this thing where they know they've institutionalized them. And so it'll be so hard for them outside of that world, because that's a whole different world, to where when they leave, they're like, oh yeah, we'll see you again, you'll be back. They say that to them. They're getting out. They serve their time. They're getting out. You'll be back. And why? Why do they say that? Because they know most people, first of all, don't have the support that they need to have when they come out. They won't be able to get a job, because many of the jobs are not going to hire them because of that record. Like, forget anything that they did, whatever certifications, whatever degrees they did. My brother has a degree. He has a degree. You know what I'm saying? He got a bachelor's degree. And then what? Not able to find a job with the degree and serving his time and having certifications and all of that. Still not able to do that. So then, it just gets to a point where they feel like, it's hopeless. They lose all hope, and then get into a situation where they end up right back there again. Why? Because, like they say, at least you could get 3 meals and a cot. At least you could get 3 meals and a cot. At least you're going to eat 3 times out the day. And then you will have somewhere to sleep. Although you got to watch your back and stuff like that. But what? It's either that being in there or being out here and just about homeless, don't know how you're going to eat or anything like that. Right? It just so happened that, we knew that and we understood that. So, like, say, when my brother got out, he had somewhere to come to get on his feet. Many of them don't have that. Many don't have that. You know, he had people that it's like, okay, I got you when you do come out. I got a job for you because I know you personally. So I have a job for you. As a matter of fact, you can, because he drove trucks before he went in. So thank goodness he was able to get employment doing the same thing when he came out. But it's still hard. It's still hard. It's still a challenge. It wasn't too long ago where he's on the job, right? On the job. It's like you're at work. He drives trucks. You're at work. He knows if I get stopped on a job, guess what? He could be taken in. And it's just the thing where they know if I get stopped, I might as well get out the truck, get out the car, put my hands behind my back, because they're about to put the cuffs on and take me in as soon as they run me. And here's the thing about it. A lot of the police officers that do, they even know that system and they don't even want to take them in, but they have to. That's the thing about it. They have to. They like, man, I'm sorry, I even got to do this. I see that you at work, but I'm at work too. You know what I'm saying? I'm at work too. So I got to do my job. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, it's a system, and everybody, everybody is suffering. So this is what we're talking about on Freedom Friday. Are we all truly free? Are we? I remember another part of that story, right? Where I drove my son, me and his friend, we drove him to school, right? He got in college. And man, it's so many things that our men just have to get through just to be free. I mean, truly free in this. I want to say in this country, but it's not just here. It's all over the globe, to be honest with you. But then there's also freedom all over the globe too. But there's a way to step inside of that place, right? There's a way to step inside where there's true freedom and liberty. And it's only in the kingdom. It's only in the kingdom that we are to manifest on earth. However, that kingdom is within us. We have to and so we say manifest on earth as it is in heaven. This is heaven. We have to manifest it. Manifest it means to make it plain or make it real right where we are, right where our feet, our feet planted on the soil, because we were given dominion. We're given dominion over this place. However, we got to get this back. It starts here. We got to get our own mind back. And when I say our own mind, knowing and understanding exactly who we are and whose we are. And so when we understand that, and we understand that we are kingdom citizens, right? When we understand that and we know it beyond a shadow of a doubt, that's that boldness, right? Didn't we say that that's one thing of freedom? Here's the thing. That was the seventh definition. There goes that number seven. Seven in Jewish theology is the number of perfection. And nine in Jewish theology is the number of completion. Because then those numbers start back over, right? So the seventh definition is frankness, boldness. And we have to be bold to stand with our feet, souls planted on this soil where we were placed to have dominion. But we have to understand that true freedom comes with freedom. Doesn't mean do anything and everything that you want to do. You're only free, right? We're only free when we're obedient to the law and righteousness, righteous laws. Because look, okay, I'm gonna pull this up, but while I'm pulling it up, I'm going to continue with the story I was about to get into, where my son, we took him to um me and his friend, we drove him away to school, right? When we came back, when we came back, there were police cars all around my house. And I'm like, what in the heck is going on here? I pulled up in my driveway And they were like on the side and in the street and around the back of my house and at the front door. And I pull up, and they all like this. And I'm like, first of all, this my house. What's going on? And then next thing um, they were bringing my brother out. Well, what was he doing? In the house, minding his own business. What happened? What was it that happened? I'm trying to think of what happened that particular time. It wasn't anything that he did, more so than it was some mistake that was made in the system with his probation papers. Somebody not doing their freaking job, which put a warrant out on him. And they came to my house, surrounded that mug like it was a drug bust or something. It wasn't no drugs in my house, but I'm saying. And it looked like something straight out of a movie. Now here it is. It's a happy day. I done drove my son to college. Right? He just literally dodged a bullet by not going to a party because he was about to go away to college, and him not being at that party, shots rang out or something. One of his friends got killed, and he could have been there on his way to college. So that was something that was dodged. And then we drove him to college, came back home, and the sheriffs and everything is around my house and bringing my brother out of my house with my children, my sons there, seeing all of this stuff. They like babies and 5 and 3 and 2, and it was crazy. Again, all because somebody didn't put in something in the system, and it put in about his probation, and it put in that caused a warrant, and so there was a warrant out for his arrest, and they came to the house and got him. So now we got to try to get him out. What was he doing? All he was doing was working and at home, because he was, like I said, he's working and trying to build himself back up and everything. So he was at my house, had somewhere to be, the support, right? It was nuts. And this is the kind of stuff that they have to go through, just being home and head down working. It looks like they're free because they're out, but not really. So I could relate so much to Travis's story and what he's what he's dealing with, the things that he's done, all of that stuff, and then how he's come into this community, with Extreme FX Global Academy. And what? You have freedom to do what? Like the scripture says, live, move, and have your being. Freedom to earn an income without anybody turning you down because of your past. All it takes is an investment. All it takes is an investment. That's less than the cost of a pair of Jordans. Right? It's less than the cost of a pair of Jordans. That I'm pretty sure many, and look, and I'm not that one like, oh, you shouldn't be buying Jordans. Look, you could buy as many Jordans as you want to if you got it like that. I would say make sure you own some of the stock too, right? But investing in yourself so that you can have that money to work for you, learning a skill, learning that skill set where you can trade on the Forex market. This is what the banks are doing with our money anyway. The banks are doing this with our money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 366 days a year, because you got to include the leap year. It's already being done. So why not you? Why not you? Do you know somebody that is incarcerated, right? Or if they're not incarcerated, what if they're out already? What if they're out and they're looking for a way to to be able to support themselves, but they will be locked out of that system because of their record? My brother wasn't the only one. I look. I have a cousin named Travis that's still locked up right now. I just look, not that I just thought about my cousin, but I just thought about that. Here we had Travis on the call this morning, and my cousin name is Travis. That's that and what he came home, he was out, and because somebody copped the attitude or whatever and made a phone call, he back in there. You see what I'm saying? It's that type of stuff. That type of stuff that can happen just like that. If we don't help them in some way, shape, form, or fashion to show that there is another way, there's a way that you can support yourself, right? There's a way where you could bypass that. You don't even have to deal with all of that. Learn how to trade. Travis said he been out 9 months. This opportunity came to him. And look, he learned how to trade. He making money in the Forex market. He telling people about it. He developed a program. What is it called? Ex-cons to icons. That's so dope. That's so dope. Look, if it's anybody, if you on here, drop some fire in the comment section. Ex-cons to icons. Well, what is icon? Icon is one of our ranks over here where you share this with enough people and it catch on like wildfire. Like that, look, things go viral all the time. So it's pretty much sharing this opportunity so much to where it goes viral. Okay. And not just go viral for you to be famous, but no, it goes viral and it catches on to where you're an icon. And that icon level gets you to where you're $1 million a month earner. $1 million a month. Now, do you think that's possible? Ooh, $1 million a month. Anybody that, if you don't think that's possible, this is what I want you to do. Go to YouTube. And for those of you who are watching this from YouTube, right? This is what I want you to do. I want you to type in the search Holton Buggs. HOLTON BUGGS. African American male who is $1 million a month earner. And this man he not super duper old. He probably my age. He's probably in his 40s or something like that. $1 million a month that he's earning in the network marketing industry that is like taboo to most people just because they've come across some scammers that's in this industry. It's scammers in all kinds of industries. Look, the bank is a scam, but we use it every single day. Right? What they doing with your money, it's a scam. But we use it every single day. But search him. You'll see, again, African American male. And what he did was just share the opportunity that he had with so many people. To now, he didn't share it with 1 million people, but it was just the network that he had has a network, and then that network shared it with another network, and then that network shared it with another, and all these networks, because you're a part of a network, and the people the people within your network has their own network, and then those have their own, and it just shared so much till it pretty much like we say went viral. And because he did that, he put that energy out there like that, you have to get on return. You got to get a return on that energy. You have to get a return on that sharing. And that is what makes him, to where he is making $1 million a month. And we have that opportunity, right? We have the opportunity to do that same thing within our community. And that rank is the icon level. So when he said he has his organization where that's what he's doing. He's helping other people that has been in his same position, ex-cons to icons. That is so, it's awesome. It's awesome. And I told him, I said, I want you, right? I want you to get in touch with, like, I want to connect you with my brother, like, for real, for real. Because, he got hopes and dreams and things that it is that he wants to do. And we have a way for him to be able to do it. We have a way for him to be able to do it. Why am I in this community? Well, because of the culture, because of the education. This was something that was just really right up our alley, because being a homeschooler, we've been independently homeschooling for the past 10 years, and I'm teaching my children personal development and financial literacy. But it has to come with a how to. It's like, okay, now that we've learned this, how can we apply this? Can we apply this to? And if we know that you're only going to do so much on a job, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with a job, especially if you wasn't born with a silver spoon in your mouth, or, you're not Blue Ivy, right? You're not, you're not Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter. Then, hey, but here's the thing about it. We all have the opportunity to do that. We all have the opportunity to, for our children. They decided that's what they were going to do for theirs, right? Not only their children, but then they they just set their family up, their legacy for the next 4 generations or so, setting them up in certain environments and networks where that is the norm. When will we do that? When will we choose to be free enough within our own hearts and minds to do that same thing? I'm like Adrian Dynamite Sloan. Stop all this lip boxing. We could talk about it all day. I'm that person. I don't like to just, now I like to, I like to have conversations. I like to talk about ideas and things like that, but I don't just want to talk about the ideas. I'm talking about them. So it's like, okay, how can we put this thing together? I'm an Aries. I'm an Aries with a lot of Aries energy. Aries Sun, Aries Mercury, Aries Jupiter, Leo rising. Those are action signs. We like to do stuff. I got a Pisces moon. Pisces is that water. It's about believing. I believe, I see a vision. I see the prophecy, all of that, right? But then when I see it, when it's given to me, I'm ready to put it to action. It's like, okay, how do we go about manifesting this? What do I have to do? What are the tools? Where they at? That's me. I know me. Right? And I don't like sitting around just talking with people that's not gonna, have some action behind it. Because otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting my doggone time. And that's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do that. Because we can't get the time back. We can't. We will not have another what is it, 335? 335 Friday, March 12th, 2021. We won't have another one. So in that time, like, what ideas, what value, how can we manifest this? How can we execute? How can we put this thing to work? But, and what do we do? What do we do? So with freedom, and I want to bring these scriptures up. Now remember what freedom is, right? A state of exemption from the power or control of another, exemption from slavery, servitude, or confinement. Freedom is personal, civil, Civil means community, right? Political and religious freedom, frankness, boldness. So let's go to, I'm gonna do Second Corinthians 3 and 17, and then Galatians 5, 13 and 14. And then I am ending this. And I invite you all to, we're gonna go here. Uh-oh, what is going on? Banners, there we go. Now, make sure you take that information that's down below. All right, because we're going to do a hyper launch after this on my Zoom. So you want to go to linktree/coach.hadassah. You'll go in there, you'll see Zoom. Click into the password, which is power in all caps, and you'll be right there in the hyper launch. It's maybe about 10-15 minutes tops. And we will show you what it is that we're doing over here in our community to be free, right? The freedom to live, move, have our being, right? Financial freedom, personal freedom, right? All of this freedom. Freedom to what? I could be anywhere on my cell phone and make money trading, no matter where I am, whether I'm at home or whether I'm on vacation or wherever I am. I could be on a bus or the train. I could be sitting in the back seat of my car, being driven around or whatever, but just that freedom, you know. Um, it's time to, because look, and here's the thing, people gonna do it anyway. That's just what they're gonna do, right? We can sit up here and say all day long what I'm about to say, but people are gonna do what it is that they do. But I am saying this: either we're gonna continue to complain, right? Complain about the conditions, or we're gonna do something about it. Now, complaints have their place. They do. Okay. Like I have some complaints about some things that's going on. But here's what you do with complaints. You take those complaints to the proper place where there's a solution, the one or organization or whatever that's supposed to solve it so that they can solve it. That's it. That's what you do with complaints. But then if you take it to that proper place and then they don't fix the issue or solve the problem, and they're supposed to, they're the ones that have the power in order to do so, and they don't, then guess what? Now it's time for you to make a decision and do something about it. Either you remove your time, your energy, your services, your money, yourself from the situation, or if you're going to stay there, shut up. I know that sounds harsh, but it's really that simple. Be quiet. Go into your secret closet, right? And play. Don't get me wrong. I've been there. I've done that. Where it's like I took the complaints where it's supposed to be or supposed to go, and the people or place or whatever didn't do what they should have done about it. Then it's like, oh, okay. Then I did what? Remove my money, remove my energy, remove my services, remove, and then look. And if I couldn't remove myself or whatever from the situation, guess what I did? Went into my secret closet and prayed to who I know can fix the situation. Like for real, for real. It's like, okay, I went there, that the blah blah blah, this. I need you to handle this. I did what I could do. And everything that I feel that was in my power to do. Here it is, offer up and promise you I saw results. Whether it was a removal of myself or removal of or whatever, that it was solved. That's what you do. Otherwise, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So Second Corinthians, Second Corinthians, the third chapter, 17th verse. Oh no, that's First Corinthians. I'm like, wait a minute, what's that? Okay, come on, second. Okay, here we go. Second. Where you at? Second Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 17. Now I'm reading from the Holy Name Bible. So the Holy Name Bible contains the the true names of Lord God Jesus Christ. So it says, now Yahweh is spirit, and where the spirit of Yahweh is, there is liberty. What does liberty means? Liberty means freedom. Where the spirit of Yahweh is, there is freedom. So if you're not free, is the spirit of Yahweh there? That's the question. Because let Yahweh be true and every man a liar. Where the spirit of Yahweh is, there is liberty, or there is freedom. Yahweh is sovereign. Who controls the spirit? Right? So we have to align ourselves with the spirit of Yahweh in the kingdom. And in that kingdom, we do follow the commandments, which the command is the law, in righteousness. And when we do that, man, I tell you, just watch the shift happen in your life. The shift, SHIFT. Okay. I don't want people like did she just say no? I ain't say that. It's with it got an F in there. You got an F in there. So then Galatians 5, verse 13 and 14. Galatians chapter 5 is one of my favorite chapters. Galatians 5 and 13. For brethren, you have been called unto liberty, right? So you've been called unto freedom. You have to be called unto freedom. Okay? Brethren, you have been called unto liberty or unto freedom. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Let me read that again. For brethren, because we brothers, we all brothers and sisters, right? For brethren, you have been called unto liberty. Only use not your liberty or your freedom for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. That's what we do in this community. Just today, okay, y'all seen Coach Cotton. Okay, Coach Cotton, I always have Coach Cotton come on. I said that Coach Cotton was gonna come over here maybe like once a week, and she's already been over here about 3-4 times already. But we just really move as the spirit guides us to. That's the reason why, right? So, so um just today we do this system PS3, that's what we call it, right? PS3. And so on that call, she called me and she's like, hey, can you do a PS3 with me? Well, sure. Now here's the thing, we're not on the same team, right, where we're in each other's money. However, we're in the same community. We have the same goals to do what? To better ourselves, to better our lives, to better our families, to leave a legacy, leave an inheritance. We right? Having a community is being is what was that? Linda Joe talked about that earlier, about your family, and then your team, and then your tribe, right? We're a tribe over here. We're a tribe. And in that tribe, we have this culture, right? We have this culture and we have this common unity. And so in our culture, in our tribe, in our network, right? In our community, we want to see each other win. So here it is in our community, we're actually able to apply the scriptures. We're actually able to live them. We're actually able to do them to where she could call me and say, hey, sis, you know, can you do this PS3 with me? Oh, sure, sure. Not, well, no, I can't do it because, I'm not going to make no money off of it. Nah, nah, that's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've always been that person where I know I'm gonna get mad, and I don't necessarily have to come from or through or whatever the person that I've helped. Period. Look, it don't matter if the person was misusing me or not. Okay, if I did what I did out of good intent of heart, that's on them. The bad seed that they planted, they will reap that. That one, I don't have nothing to do with that, right? But if I plant a good seed from what it is that I'm doing, I'm gonna get the benefit of that. It don't necessarily have to come through her, but that help is like, yeah, sis, come on, let's do this. And we did that. We did it. So we're able to do that. We're able to, like I said, by love, serve one another. You know, I served her just like she served me, just like we serve in our community. That's what we do. And then it said, for all the law is fulfilled in one word. Now, the children of Israel, they had 613 laws back there. People talking about the 10 commandments. It was 613 that they had to abide by. And people can't even do the first one. Talking about 10. Wait, talking about 613. The first one violated already, right? But like Joshua said, he said, I came to fulfill the law. That means that he came to actually do it, right? And it's not done away with. It's just that we don't have to do it in the way that they had to do it. Now it's in our hearts to do. It's in our heart. And guess what happens with the heart? The heart beats on command. The heart does a job on command. We don't have to try to make the heart beat. We don't have to get up and try to jumpstart our heart and all of that kind of stuff, right? But we do what's in our heart. And so all the law is fulfilled because what? We had that love in our heart, first of all, with our creator, then with ourselves. Then it's automatically going to happen with your neighbor, right? It said all the laws fulfilled in one word, that you love your neighbor as yourself. So you got to love yourself first. And where that love would really come from is that alignment and that oneness and that covenant that you've made with your maker, with your creator. That bond. I don't even like using the word connection when it comes to that, because I could disconnect this phone. You know what I'm saying? Like I could disconnect it. So we don't want to be disconnected. We want to be bonded. We want to be bonded. Okay? And so that's what we do. We love one another. We serve one another. Right? Travis served us this morning by sharing and being transparent. Look, if he didn't, I probably would have, I don't know what today's topic or whatever would have been called. but it was just in him talking about his his experience and everything in his life, and why this community was such a blessing to him, and that freedom, talking about him being incarcerated, and how he's just overjoyed and everything to be free, but he really wants to reach back and help those that have been there and in that same situation, to where when they do come out, that they have something. That's freedom. And I'm like, oh, Freedom Friday. Here we go. Freedom Friday. Yes. Look, it's Friday. Most people that are working a 9 to 5 or whatever, maybe they don't work tomorrow and Sunday. And so they feel like Friday, like, oh, yeah, I'm free. This is the last day of work. Freedom. Right? Freedom. So that goes across the board. Not only just being with, like, incarcerated and now you're free, but hey, that was something that he spoke about too, on how uh man, it's you know what, I'm not gonna even speak on that. I just know that for the rest of this week, I'm gonna be working on Travis coming on the show. Coming on our hour of power for next Friday, so that you all can get him, because that was powerful. He's powerful. And I'm just excited about his program. Ex-cons to icons. Come on, man. Ah, ah, absolutely awesome. So, um, again, you're invited to the Hyper Launch. That's at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna be over there shortly. And I want you to think about that. Think about freedom. Delve into freedom. What is that to you? Have you ever been free? Do you feel free? You know, do you feel like you have the freedom to live, move, have your being? Are you free spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, physically, socially, materially, financially? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Slavery today, it's not gone anywhere. It's just been modernized. And it's not only by the prison system, it's also by the jobs. It really is, you know. And I'm not saying, anything trying to go, you need to quit your job, this is that and the other. I mean, I'm not that person, but I am saying this. If you feel confined, if you feel like you're not free, if you feel like every 5 minutes you complaining about it, then it's time for you to do something different. It's time for you to at least take the steps to free yourself. Okay? Because it is a process. All of us are not free. Look, do you have debt? The slavery that all of us are under is debt. If you have debt, you're not free. Period. Point blank in the end. If you have debt, if you owe, you're not free. However, you can get there. You can get there. How? Come check us out on the Hyper Launch, right? And we're showing you how we are freeing ourselves, time freedom, personal development, right? Personal freedom, financial freedom. We're just showing you how you can get free, because this is the process that we've taken ourselves. Just come check it out and see if it's for you. All right. So that's my time. We didn't go over this time. And we're going to do the recap. It said 15-minute mind reset. So I'm going to try again today to see if we can recap in 15 minutes or less. All right. So I'll see you guys over on the other side at the Hyper Launch. All right. You guys take care. Peace.